We're crossing the country to discover the most outrageous wood-fired ovens.
I've seen many wood-fired ovens before, never anything quite like this.
In Oregon, we harvest straight from the farm and then cook it in a metal drum covered in clay, sand, and straw that takes only 15 minutes to heat.
Ooh, that looks pretty good.
Ooh, it's looking pretty gorgeous. And in Wisconsin, an artisan potter heats his massive kiln up to 2,400 degrees.
It really feels like I'm in an Egyptian tomb right now.
And we use those white-hot embers to fire up a feast.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
That's where the love comes in.
My search for outrageous ovens brings me to Deadwood, Oregon. I found this couple whose life is dedicated to the fire. First, they make masonry heaters to heat the home, and of course, for outdoor cooking, wood-fired barrel ovens.
Max and Eva Edelson are expert builders and avid farmers. Through their company, Firespeaking, they use local materials to build, renovate, and fuel homes.
Eva and I got really interested in the sources, the materials, and the processes to build our own homes, to heat our own homes, to cook our food, to grow our food.
To be able to make something with your hands, especially with the materials around you, is very empowering. The fire in a wood-fired oven just evokes this enthusiasm that doesn't seem to happen inside a kitchen around an electric stove.
Well, you two, I gotta tell you, I've seen many a fire contraption, never quite like this. What is this exterior made out of? It's very interesting.
We have a clay plaster, and the plaster is made out of clay, sand, and short chop straw. And this is the barrel here.
Oh, that's an actual barrel. So inside of this vessel here, we have this barrel, but there seems to be quite a lot of space between the exterior and where the barrel is. What happens in this middle area?
Well, there is a space that you can't see from the front, a 2-inch air space.
Get out of here.
That when this is closed and you have your fire in there, the fire comes up and it wraps around the barrel and out the chimney.
So it's not a smoker, this is 100% an oven box.
Yep. And the great thing about it is it's hot in 15 minutes.
Does it stay at that temperature fairly evenly once you stabilize it?
Really well, yeah. Within those 15 minutes, you can get up to 350, no problem. And then you really only need a small amount of wood to maintain that.
The barrel oven is a modern wood-fired oven because it mixes the metal with the brick to take advantage of that fast heat transfer. So it's really nice.
I can't wait to start cooking in this thing to see how it really reacts.
We head into the garden to gather ingredients to bake in the oven. We're gonna make a feast of pork adobo, roasted vegetables, and a dessert of blueberry cake. Eva likes to add poppy seeds to the cake, and she gets that straight from the plant.
You can hear those seeds in there, right?
Yeah, but it's no longer flowering, right?
Right, so this is the plant going to seed.
Okay.
And all those delicious poppy seeds are in there, and we're gonna put them in the cake.
Cool. Please show me how you build a fire in this bad boy.
Let's start with paper. Open up the oven here.
So it starts with the thinner paper, you're getting a little bit thicker with the cardboard.
Well, we're gonna put on some cedar kindling. Cedar's beautiful. It just takes a flame like that, you know?
Why is the cedar so good for that?
It has some oils in it, which are really combustible.
Start getting a little bigger now.
Yeah, here, these medium-sized ones.
Okay. Just kind of stick them in there.
Slanted like that. Arrange it so you got some loft.
It's architecture.
That's right.
And then it goes around the barrel, up out the chimney, so there's constant flow of air. Okay, so we can finally start a fire.
That's right, man.
In 15 minutes, our wood-burning barrel will be at 350 degrees. That's just enough time for Eva and me to prepare the blueberry cake.
We have these beautiful blueberries and poppy seeds. It's time to make a cake.
And we're gonna be creaming the butter with the sugar.
Now mash it up, nice
Yeah.
soft butter. You're still trying to incorporate air into this or not so much? You just
I
want
think that's a really good plan.
Okay, how's that looking?
I think that looks delightful, yeah. And we're gonna put these eggs in.
Now I can get some air in there.
Oh, that looks gorgeous. A little vanilla adds that nice aroma.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, what next?
All right, so we're gonna put in this flour next, and I already put in a little baking powder and salt into that.
All baking needs a little bit of salt. Okay.
One of the star ingredients in this cake are these seed pods that we picked earlier, right?
So how do we get those out? It's like little maracas. Yeah, baila, 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 baila. Okay. Check that out. That's kind of cool. I've never procured poppy seeds directly from the pod like that before.
We're going to put a little flour on top of the blueberries, you know, to kind of coat them so they don't sink too much into the batter. And then let's put some lemon in that. We're going to put the batter into this first, and then we're gonna put the blueberries on top.
How long is that gonna cook in there for?
A little less than an hour. It's gonna be really great.
That's gonna be good. Smells good already.
Coming up, the rest of our feast comes together.
Ooh, that looks pretty good.
Ooh, it's looking pretty gorgeous.
And later, I head to Wisconsin to check out a massive oven where a fire will burn for 5 days.
I feel like I've walked into the Lord of the Rings. Max, word on the street is you have an old family recipe that you'd like to share.
We're gonna make pork adobo. My mom picked this recipe up in the Philippines.
Okay, so can I start with this garlic here?
Go for it, man. Let's throw all that ginger in. We're developing our flavor base. We got the garlic and the ginger, classic Asian combo.
We got 5 bay leaf. And these black peppercorns here, no secret recipe with that, just black peppercorns.
Well, let's put in a scant tablespoon, and we're not gonna crush it. We're gonna put it in whole so the flavor stays in the berries and pops in your mouth.
Some brown sugar I see here.
Let's go for it.
All
yeah.
of it?
Yep, that's right.
We have what looks like either water or vinegar here.
That's water.
About half cup of water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and soy sauce?
Yeah, let's go with like 2/3 of a cup.
Aha, there's the vinegar.
So you can see we're developing the flavor base, and we're gonna leave this for an hour to marinate
Okay.
so that we've got the flavor infusing in the meat, and then we'll stick it in the barrel oven.
While the pork marinates, I step into the garden to help Eva pull a few vegetables for a delicious side dish.
We're gonna use these onions here
Oh, that's
in our
good.
dish.
Nice and fresh.
Yeah, they're gonna give a really sweet flavor.
Straight from the ground. Doesn't get any fresher than that.
These are a really delicious baking potato. They're just gonna be delicious when we roast them up.
Before we can prepare the roasted garden vegetables, we need to check out the blueberry cake. We've stoked the fire to keep the oven at 350 degrees, and the cake has baked for an hour.
Ooh, that looks pretty
Ooh,
good.
it's looking pretty gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah.
Really, really good. We have this adobo here, and that's just gonna continue to come together and kind of glaze it after,
Yeah.
as it reduces, right?
Yep. I think we'll leave it for about 50 minutes.
All right.
For the roasted vegetables, the potatoes are cut into thick wedges, the carrots are halved, and the onions are quartered. Now, it's time to add more layers of flavor.
I got some fresh herbs here from our garden, some sage.
Just crunch it up and throw it in there, right?
Yep. Some thyme and some rosemary.
Okay.
This is all about just celebrating the abundance of the garden. Now we're gonna season it up and put a little balsamic vinegar.
I like balsamic, you know, it has that nice sharp flavor to it, and when it caramelizes, it kind of sweetens up a bit. Some good extra virgin olive oil here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And of course, we gotta season a little salt and pep.
Yep, salt and pepper.
Okay.
Ooh.
How's that looking?
Really good. I'm excited, yeah. We're just gonna toss it and then put it in the oven at 425.
We take the pork out, then raise the temperature of the oven by adding more wood to fuel the flames. Then the vegetables go in. They cook until they are beautifully caramelized and soft. And I love how the pork adobo has soaked up the tangy marinade and is fall apart tender. And those bursts of ripe blueberries streaked through the cake are deliciously sweet.
Cheers. Thanks so much for coming. And to Roger for coming.
Would you like some pork? Nothing compares to eating food this fresh, prepared so simply. Coming up, not one, but 2 outrageous ovens burn hot, and it's cause for a delicious celebration.